1 month ended May 31st, 2026. Tracy, should I slow down? Give you a sec.
No, we got the wrong. Sorry.
Need a hand, Tracy? Good. And then drag that whole window over to the right.
This is chaos. This is the bump.
Are you locking up?
We've used that before. There's one here.
It's coming.
So, just continue dragging it.
They come through.
That's over. And if you look up here, you're going to slideshow. Right top. About 4 over to the right. Oh, well, that will work too. There you go.
You're good.
Thank you. All right, guys, 1 month in. Financial analysis for the 1 month ended May 31st, 2026. First month of FY27. On the revenue side of the highlights, we are 8% through the budget year, and so far the district's received 5% of the total budget, including 5% of the property tax budget, 276,000 received in property taxes in the month of May. Ambulance fees, 6% of budget, 105,000 received there. Nothing for replacement taxes in May. Interest is collected just 1% of the budget, $967, and the debt proceeds and sale of assets has 0 in there as well. First month of the year is rather quiet. Moving on to the revenue categories. The property tax is up there for the revenue, 276,000 received in May, and that's 5% of that $5.2 million budget. You can see 251,000 received in the month of May last year, and that puts the district up 10% in property taxes. Interest income, $967 for the month of May, 13,000 for the month of May last year. Obviously less money in the bank, a little bit lower of a rate, has us just at 1% of budget through 8% of the year. Ambulance fees at 105,000 for the month, 6% of that $1,728,000 budget, 112,000 received in May of last year. Total revenues for the district there, 384,000, and that's 5% of that $7.2 million budget, up 1% from where we were through May of last year. The revenue distribution chart here is next. Property taxes in blue making up 72% of the district's revenues, with ambulance fees for the month/year making up 27%. Here's your ambulance collection schedule. There's the month of May, 105,000. Even I can do that average. 105,000 is your 12-month average so far, while your monthly budgeted average is asking for 144,000. To the right there, you have the FY26 and 25 12-month averages of 121,000 last fiscal year and 105,000 for FY25. On to the expenditure side of the ledger, 8% of the year, 4% of the total budget has been expended, 5% of the operating budget has gone out the door. In the salary category, we're through 2 of 26 payrolls for the year, and this category is at 6% of budget. Contractual services has made its way through 3% of that budget. Your vehicle maintenance and fuel at 6% through 8% of the year, and nothing so far in capital and debt. Here's your expenditure categories, the big budget category for the district up top there, personnel, $254,000 for the month/year expended, and that's 6% of that $4.4 million budget. You can see $213,000 for personnel in the previous year. All good. Through 8% of the year, all the categories are at or below the 8% mark. Vehicle maintenance and fuel at 6% of budget. Your total actual operating expenditures at the end of May were $284,000, and that's 5% of that $5.4 million budget. The expenditure distribution chart here showing you personnel makes up 89.5% of the district's expenditures for the month/year. The revenue and expenditure and fund balance slide. We have surpluses going across the funds, reading left to right, totaling $100,228 after May. After applying that beginning fund balance there of $2.4 million, that leaves the district with an ending fund balance of $2,534,000. Here's your revenue and operations without the capital or debt or payoff or capital expenditures. This is just strictly operations, showing you the consistency here for the district, revenue and expenditure wise, going back the past two fiscal years. And lastly, everyone, is your cash here and where it's at. Total balance of all the district's accounts there totaled $2,043,000. 58% of that cash made up in the Schwab investment portfolio. And that's your May report, everybody. Happy to take any questions if you have.
May I have any questions? No? Okay. And feel free to take off if you'd like.
Oh, did you, Chief, you want me to give a
Yeah,
rundown?
why don't you stick around just in case there's any questions on the budget?
Sure.
And then after that, I think
You got it.
we're pretty safe.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, then I'll take us to our chief's report then.
Okay, so on the administration front, the big thing in May is it's time to process the yearly payroll updates, which we did. The guys were very happy to get their increase, so that is taken care of and all buttoned up. Month of May seemed to be a very good one for meetings for me. One of the things I did was I participated in the mock interviews of ECC firefighter students. That's always a lot of fun, and give them some tips on what to expect when they actually come to interview with us, and put in a little plug for Fox River while I'm there. I also attended the Elgin Area Firefighter Memorial Service. That is a kind of a ceremonial event, big deal for fallen firefighters. It's always a nice thing to participate in. I had several meetings, chief meetings, Kane County subscribers meeting. We had a apprentice program informational meeting, which is actually kind of a good program. That might be something we look into, whereas ECC has some funding that will help allow us to send students to school, and they will pay for the tuition. In return, we have those students pledge their time to us for a certain period of time, which would be kind of nice in helping us to maybe slow down some of that turnover that we see here. We completed Deputy Chief Niesel's annual performance review per the schedule. Let's see, we've got 4 new members on staff, 2 firefighter medics and 2 firefighter EMTs. They had completed their orientation period and are now actively working. We completed our annual ladder testing in the month of May, and we had 2 significant events. One was a house fire on Prairie Lake Boulevard. We had a battery charger overheat and catch fire in the garage. Luckily, we were able to contain that fire to the garage with really minimal damage to the house. No interior damage other than some smoke, and really minor damage in the garage as well. The other one was a small dryer fire at Kane County Jail. The interesting thing about that is we learned that there were no smoke detectors in their laundry rooms, so our Fire Prevention Bureau is working with them, and they're very cooperative in getting that problem rectified. Public education and fire prevention, we did install a bed shaker alarm for one of our deaf residents. I think we mentioned that in an earlier meeting. We attended the parade at Del Norte for Nurses Week. did pub ed, reading to the kids at Wayne Elementary, and another pub ed event at Belgraham School, kind of a touch a truck where they come and crawl through the engine in the ambulance and just basically have some fun. And as far as the fleet goes, we did preventive maintenance on several of our vehicles, repaired a couple minor leaks and engine 1813, and right now engine 1812 is out of service. We are waiting on parts to fix the turbo actuator. Training, DC Niesel did some training this month, attended a line of duty death webinar and also the IFCA annual symposium. And our guys attended the Mavis 2 division drill at ECC, as well as two of our members, Lieutenant Wright and Firefighter EMT Ruiz, completing swift water training. That's all I have. If there are any questions, I'll do my best to answer.
When do you anticipate getting 1812 back?
Not too sure. So like I said, we're waiting on those parts. As soon as they come in, it should be a pretty minor deal.
Question as far as the, just refresh my memory, please. The firefighters raises, was that based on the 5-year plan or cost of living?
That's based on the 5-year plan.
Okay,
What would that percentage be then?
that's the next question.
I don't have the percentage here, but I do have the form that I can send out to you if you'd like, and I can include the percentages with that.
It's in the 5-year plans in the file that just set up, and if you want to redo it. But question I have about Chief Niesel's agreement here. It says the deputy chief should be paid a yearly salary of. Each yearly payment is to be prorated over the year. Each calendar year prior to December 31st, the deputy chief shall receive a cost of living increase equivalent to that received by other employees.
That has actually been changed with an amendment.
Was there an amendment? I looked
There is
for
an
it.
amendment. It should be out on that, that same folder where you found his agreement. And it supersedes that clause.
I looked in that document, that file, I should say, and the only one I saw was your amendment
Okay.
specific to you, but I did not see one that was changed.
Well, we can make that available, but I'll tell you, it's the exact same verbiage as my amendment.
Okay, and so the merit raise is no longer?
Correct. So instead of going with an annual merit raise, we did a 3-year contract with predefined salary.
I know that is in your case, but I didn't realize, nor is there, like I said, I don't see his agreement that's in that file is the one that I got right here.
So that will be the same. The amendment is an additional document that supersedes that document that you
No,
have.
I understand.
If it's not out there, I'll make sure we put it out there.
Okay.
But if you're interested in what it contains, it is, I believe, identical to the amendment to my contract.
Okay. Yeah, because
Salary is
you-
notwithstanding,
Please.
salary amounts.
Okay. And so his increase is like your increase is X amount of dollars.
Right,
So what you're telling me, his salary is on here, we approved an X amount of dollars for his as well.
correct.
So there is no annual increase, no cost of living increase other.
It's already built,
Yeah,
into the agreement.
If you could send that or have a copy of that in
Sure.
the file. I
We'll
would
make sure that
appreciate it.
gets in there.
Thank you. That's it.
Thanks. Takes us to the attorney's report.
Thank you. So the General Assembly wrapped up its session at the end of last month, and it turned out to be mixed bag. Not a whole lot happened that would impact your operations. The bill that I told you about last time, the one that would allow you to move money out of your ambulance fund into another one by way of a resolution, did pass. That's a helpful thing. It's not something that we will ever endeavor to use, but it's nice that it's there just in case. The bill that would increase the potential trustees' compensation stalled and did not pass. But kind of a dark horse moment, there was a bill that was not getting a lot of attention that would fix that problem we told you about last year, I believe, with the EMS billing regime change. Recall that there was this issue with the way that the billing is going to be statutorily, where your rate is gonna be the rate, and insurers can't bicker with you or negotiate any longer. How it worked was that it would be determined geographically. So whatever your rate in Fox River would be the rate, but if ever there was somebody who came over and rendered mutual aid here, then your rate would control, notwithstanding what their rate was. We found that to be obtuse, so we raised a bunch of stink about it. At the time, it was a bit too late to turn the boat around and put it back at the harbor, but there was a bill that made its way out of purgatory and passed both houses that would now make it so that your rate, if you go to do mutual aid, is what counts. Doesn't matter where it is geographically. It is if you are providing the service, you bill your rate, which I think is the equitable thing. So happy that one got across the finish line. We did not at all anticipate that it would get any attention, but then the light switch flickered on and we're in business. So happy to see that. Otherwise, a lot of the session was dominated by Bears talks, and that sucked up a lot of bandwidth. But at the moment, there wasn't a whole lot that would touch you. But that is to say, the veto session will occur in November and December. Who knows what the General Assembly might have in store for us then. So we'll keep tabs. That's it for my report, unless there's any questions.
Any questions? Okay. That takes the president's report. I don't have anything. So go to the consent agenda. Is there anything anyone would like pull? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve consent agenda items A and B?
So,
Second.
Tracy?
Trustee McManus,
Yes.
Trustee Seifert,
Yes.
Trustee Gaffney,
yes,
Trustee Manheim.
Yes. Motion passes. All right, that takes us to item 5, and that is the discussion and possible action on semi-annual review of previous closed session minutes to determine if some or all may be released.
And it would be my recommendation today that you make a motion to keep the closed session meeting minutes closed.
Okay. Do I have a motion to keep closed session meetings closed?
Make a motion.
Mr. McManus?
I'll second it.
Mr. Seaver?
can I ask why you want to keep them close? Would you explain that to us?
Yes, there are a few issues that are still lingering that I believe that would be beneficial to have a little bit more time between the event and the release of those minutes. Including, I believe there were some property issues that were discussed in closed session that I would like to put some space between. There were also litigation matters. So at this point, I would like the paint to dry just a little longer before we open the minutes back up to public consumption.
Okay, what are we looking at? 3 months, 6 months?
It's a semi-annual review, so this would come up again in 6 months.
Okay.
Okay. Trustee Seifert,
Yes.
Trustee Gaffney,
Yes,
Trustee McManus,
Yes.
Trustee Manheim.
Yes. Motion passes. All right, that takes us to number 6, and that is the approval of the budget and appropriation ordinance 2026-02 for district's fiscal year beginning May 1st, 2026 and ending on April 30th, 2027. I'll open up to discussion before we vote. Any questions or comments? Good. All right. Then do I have a motion to approve the budget appropriation ordinance 2026-02 for the district's fiscal year beginning with May 1st, 2026 and ending on April 30th, 2027?
So moved.
Mr. Seaver?
I'll second.
Mr. McManus, thank you.
Trustee Gaffney,
yes,
Trustee McManus,
Yes.
Trustee Seifert,
Yes.
Trustee Manheim.
Yes, motion passes. All right, that takes us to new business. Does any board members have any new business?
I got one item I'd like to bring up.
Yes.
The other day, the chief and I were having a conversation, and over at Station 3, the new station, we have a little money left underneath the bond issue. I'd like to recommend that we put fuel tanks over there. One of the reasons is that the park, we are now dealing with the park district across the street, but they are gonna be doing some revamping, and they want us to pick up part of the bill. I think it'd be more advantageous that if we had our own fuel tanks. I did get a price from Feast, because Feast does handle the tanks here. It'd be 1,000-gallon diesel tank, it'd be a 500-gallon gasoline tank, and we would have the card reader again, which tells us what you're gonna just pull in fuel. His cost for that was roughly 20,000. We'd have to pour a pad and put in a guardrail and get electric to it, but those would be incidental. I'd say probably figure another $5,000. So we're looking at maybe 25,000, give or take, chief.
I'd say 25 to 30, but yes, in
Okay.
that ballpark.
What's the county's requirements?
Pardon?
What's the county's requirements as far as putting fuel tank?
The only thing we have to do is we have to meet the state fire marshal's requirements, which is the tanks have to be double lined. That way we don't have to put in the concrete holding tank. We do have to get a permit from the state fire marshal, and he has to okay the location. Outside of that, we don't think the county's got any restrictions on it. So if the state fire marshal's okay with it, then I guess we would be okay.
Is that gonna take care of, obviously, all the vehicles, all the apparatus?
Yeah.
Are we gonna be saving money on fuel by having our own?
We won't save money on the fuel. I mean, the cost of the fuel generally is what it is. What we will save money on is we won't need to pay an administrative fee to St. Charles for them basically just processing the billing. And we won't need to split the cost of any repairs, updates of their equipment.
Well, what I mean by that, does Feast get a better deal than what we can get?
So,
Because they do a lot of, volume, obviously.
right, so we get all of our fuel from Feast, so it's kind of a moot point. It's not like we would get a better price because they're already providing our fuel here at Station 1. It would basically just be giving us another option or another place to fill up, which is nice, especially for the Station 2 vehicles, that they don't have to come all the way across town.
So Feast has the tanks out here right now.
So it's a convenience thing.
Yes,
What size are the ones here?
I think they're the same at 1,000 and 500, but I
Same as
wouldn't
we got out
swear
there,
to it.
but they're identical. Yeah.
Well, how much money do we have left for Station 3?
Unfortunately,
4,000?
I don't have the number with me, and I'm sorry, I don't want to misquote, but,
I think it's in the neighborhood of 45,000. Don't hold me exactly to that number, but that is a number that I think is what.
Brad, I'm gonna guess you can't weigh in on this, and I don't expect you to, unless you have that.
So the debt service fund typically can't fund capital assets until the debt's completely paid off. And I've deferred to John for his insight on debt service usage for capital assets. If you want to make a capital purchase on something like this that would physically be an asset, it would need to come out of the capital fund, and I'd assume you'd have that earmarked out of that 200,000 in the budget.
Right,
So that's where it would come from most likely.
so what we're looking at is, we still have money left over from the referendum that we do need to spend on capital items. We spent a certain amount of it on Station 3, and there is left over. I don't know exactly how much we have left over tonight, but I can certainly get that for you. At any rate, it is well over the $25,000 to $30,000 that we would need for this project.
Because basically, if we don't use the money, we have to return it. Am I correct?
Yes.
Well, we got 7 years left, is that right? In about,
What's that, Nick?
well, we got about how many more years to spend it? I don't have a problem with what you want, I'm just
No,
asking.
I don't know. I mean,
I think it depends. It would be different for each of the draws. And I don't remember, unless you know off the top of your head, John, how long you get. We do have several years left, so it's not like we're in a real hurry to get it spent up, but I think it's a worthwhile project.
What was the cost of these repairs? Were they significant, you said?
Well, they haven't happened yet, so the St. Charles Park District wants us to sign a new intergovernmental agreement, which would commit us to 50% of any repairs going forward, so could be nothing if we get lucky, or we could get unlucky and wind up with a big repair bill. Problem with that is we're essentially paying to repair their equipment, which they will keep when we leave the agreement, so.
the thing that bothers me over there is that they've been there now about 20 years plus. They have underground tanks. And if we get into a contract with them again for 5 years and there's a leak,
Yeah.
then this $25,000 or $30,000 would be chump change.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask how long, or how old that was over there. I was gonna ask how old that equipment was.
It was put in initially when we did the park over there, so they've been there 20, 25 years now.
That's at their maintenance building there?
Pardon?
Is that the maintenance building?
Yeah, across the street, yeah. And I don't like the idea that the Station 2 trucks are out of district for any amount of time being over here. Something happens on the other side of the river, and we're right back where we were years ago, now we're in a time now. I'd like to cut down some of the time, that's part of my thought on this, but it's still, they'd be our fuel tanks and we would control them.
Looking down the road, if there ever comes a reason in the future when we want to discontinue the Station 1 fuel tanks,
We're still.
we'll have a centrally located fuel depot, which is kind of nice.
And Mike Feast told us the other day that, the, double wall tanks are good for probably 20 to 25 years. So, and,
We have to dike,
pardon?
do we have to build, they don't.
Not if you have double wall tanks.
Yeah.
That's the reason why you would go with those.
Okay.
So obviously it's not on the agenda. We can't make a
Right.
motion on that, but I think what we're looking for is direction from the board. It sounds to me like we have a pretty unanimous.
Can you get us a hard number?
I got the number quote from Feast today. It was just a hair over $25,000 for equipment and the, what do they call it?
The computer system.
The computer system, the
That
inventory control
That
system.
would be all the costs.
That would be all the costs except for the infrastructure. We would probably have to do a concrete pad and run some electrical to it.
And
Those numbers I don't have.
We'll have to put up a guardrail.
And put up a guardrail.
And your permit.
So, and
And
we
your-
felt that over there.
Anything else?
that
Okay.
We have the generator and the electric on the east side of the building, has that nice brown fence around it. We thought maybe we just do a 3-sided fence, just so you didn't have to look at it from the road. And I'm figuring that $5,000 to $7,000, I can't see much more
So
than
we're looking at 32,000.
that, 30 to 32, say all in.
You're the one that would know, I guess. We feel there's a real need to spend that money and, yeah, I would support it.
I think it's a good long-term plan. Kind of prepared for the future, spend a little bit now to save a lot later. And the thought of paying for underground tanks and anything that go wrong with that is a little bit scary.
No, I don't know underground tanks. No.
All kinds of problems.
Yeah.
I guess what we're looking for is, like the chief said, can we pursue it and see what the other numbers would be?
I support your,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
As long as we're supporting things, if I could run one other thing by you, we're looking at, really ramping up our fitness program here. What we don't have here is we don't have a real good weight room for the guys to work out in. What we'd like to do is here at Station 1 and potentially down the road at Station 2, expand our current exercise facilities. We are looking to knock out the back wall in the Station 1 exercise room, take over 2 of the bunks in the bunk room, leaving us with 7, which is more than enough. We'll throw up a wall there and kind of expand the weight room, eating into the bunk room. We're gonna do all the work ourselves. We've got all the expertise that we need, including electrical, drywall, painting, everything. For supplies and materials, we need about $2,000 to do both stations. I probably could do this on my own authority, but I think it's only a common courtesy to come to the board, given that we are gonna be changing the stations up a little bit. And again, I would just be looking for support from the board. If this is something you don't support, we wouldn't do it, but I think it's a worthwhile project and definitely the price is right.
should we have like an architect or something, draw something up? So,
Not necessary. They're not load-bearing walls we're taking
so
out.
this is all internal that you're doing? So nothing on the outside?
Correct. So basically, we're knocking out one non-load bearing wall and putting up another non-load bearing wall. So it's really just, changing the arrangement.
But when you're talking about
of the
load
space.
bearing, I think that gets a little bit more involved in maybe an architect or someone to take a look at it and make sure that we got the proper load bearing.
If you'd like, you can
I
come
can
take a
go
look
work
at
on
what we're planning.
Yeah.
It's a little, I guess it's a picture's worth 1,000 words type
Well, there's
situation.
an expert right there, I think that maybe.
We'll have him look at it too.
You're sitting there mute, come on.
Well, yeah, cause I mean,
Don't commit to anything, you're on camera.
the architect says you would need a permit for that.
Well,
if you're doing
we still will get a
electrical,
permit,
yeah.
but
Just because if you're doing electrical and then, does that wall between the bunker rooms need to be fire rated? That'd be my other question. Or is it just between, it might just be between the bays?
so
It's in the
it's,
bunk room.
If the bunk room is sleeping, it should be fire rated then, correct?
so right now, there's no wall there at all. I'll have you look at it. If you think the project is worthwhile, what I would suggest, why don't we have you come look at it? We can always amend the plan and do more.
Well, a fire rated wall, you can achieve a 1 hour fire rating by just using
More
fire rated chip.
But it's,
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's not, the means and methods is,
Yeah, if you take a look, it's gonna eliminate a wall. The walls are gonna be dividing up the same areas,
yeah.
just changing positions, but
Configuration.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying, but it's not gonna, we're gonna put them up the same way we have them now. They're just gonna be at different
that was
positions.
one reason, because kind of what Nick was saying, asking architects is just do what we need, those would be my two things, would be your electrical and your fire rated wall if you needed it.
We don't, like I said, we don't need any kind of motion or anything.
Yeah,
official.
no, that's
Why
fine.
don't you come take a look at it quick? We're right here
Okay.
after the meeting and give your thoughts and opinions and we can get the answer afterwards. And then maybe next month we can let the public know what we decided to do and how the project is coming along, if it's coming along, and
Mhm.
go from there.
Okay.
You would be buying additional weight equipment.
That, I don't have any plans for the district to purchase any additional equipment at this time. We're gonna run it by the Foreign Fire Insurance Board and see if they would like to pick up some additional equipment. But yes, we probably are going to want at least a couple of additional pieces in there.
Yeah.
And that's all I have.
Okay. And any other new business? Okay. We are gonna go into closed session for a little bit. So do I have a motion to adjourn to? Well, just adjourn the meeting first, right?
No, go into closed
Okay.
session to talk about personnel.
Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn to closed session to discuss personnel matters?
yes, we take a 10-minute break, you guys go in and look at the wall.
Sure.
That's a good idea.
And,
Well, I still need,
Still need a motion.
I still need my motion though.
That's my motion.
Okay,
Second.
all right.
Are we free to?
We gotta do roll real quick.
Uh-oh.
Trustee Gaffney,
Yes.
trustee Mannheim,
Yes.
trustee McManus,
yes.
and trustee.
Yes.
All right, 10 minutes.